Well, the story developing this afternoon. So a statement just being released by Dr. Bandile Masuku, I understand. I've got part of it here. It's a fairly lengthy statement, but I'll read to you the paragraph that I think is probably going to matter most. He says, I wish to state it up front. This is Dr. Bandile Masuku speaking now. Just as I've done in all the accountability programs that I've been to, I did not act in a dishonest, illegal or corrupt manner to benefit myself, family and friends at the expense of people who face major suffering because of COVID-19. He then goes on to set out the facts as he sees them, almost set out in a legal manner. That is the statement that's been released by Dr. Bandile Masuku, the former now Gauteng Health MEC. Sipha Kema, our reporter who's been on this today. Sipha, good afternoon to you. David Mukuru is under intense pressure today. I mean, you were watching him speak. He seems to be in a very difficult position.
Truly, he really is. I mean, of course, we had questions after the decision that he came to report back, because based on the SIU report, of course, he did state, just to start off, he did state that Bandile Masuku's involvement within this particular PPE deal is still pending. The investigation is still pending. However, the SIU, they did find that he failed to execute his constitutional duty. Well, I believe as an oversight, of course, into this matter and these PPE deals. So he says that he is discharging him from his duties based on those findings. But however, should the SIU report come back and he's actually cleared of any involvement, he then would like to reinstate him.
I mean, relieving someone of their duties, I've heard. Discharging someone of their duties is new to me.
Exactly. So how he put it in was, he's not firing him, he's discharging him. Now, I mean, according to our knowledge and the dictionary, discharging someone is a dismissal, meaning you are removing them from that position. And also, we asked the question, why then reinstate him? Because the findings by the SIU will still remain valid, whether he's been cleared, his involvement within this PPE scandal is cleared, but the SIU report is there. So he said, well, this has happened all over the world, where, I mean, if he's not linked to this corruption deal, then he deserves, of course, he deserves benefit of the doubt, for lack of a better word. That's what he said.
Okay, I mean, you and I are receiving the statement from Bandile Masuku together. Let me just read out the main points again. This is Bandile Masuku. I wish to say it up front that I did not act in a dishonest, illegal or corrupt manner to benefit myself, family and friends at the expense of people who face major suffering because of COVID-19. He's not done yet, is he?
No, definitely not. Does not sound like it. I mean, this was anticipated. He had said that he would challenge the report. I mean, we also heard the talks and the reports that were coming before the SIU report came out, that should it not come out in his favor, he was actually going to take action.
Okay. Mukuru himself, how did he strike you today?
Well, he did say that, responding to questions regarding the dismissal or the reinstatement of the former MEC, he did say that it seems as though he does want him back. I mean, you heard him commending him for the work well done that he's done during the COVID period. But I think let's just hear to what exactly he said regarding bringing back and reinstating, and him being hopeful of reinstating the MEC of Health.
Taking into account that there's the part of the SIU report that is still outstanding. They've given me one part of the report, and they've said they are still completing the investigation on acts of corruption or collusion. I will not fill this vacancy for the MEC for Health until they have submitted the final report. So MEC Mamabulo will continue as the acting MEC for Health until I have received the final report of the SIU as it pertains to those issues about the acts of collusion and corruption, which they say is an investigation that is ongoing. I do want to know and get this completed before I appoint the MEC for Health in Gauteng, because I want to say, should MEC Masuku be cleared, I will gladly reappoint him as the MEC for Health. Should he be cleared, I will gladly reappoint him as the MEC for Health.
The Premier of Gauteng speaking just a short while ago. Well, Sipha Kema is still with us on the decision by David Mukura to, what was the phrase, Sipha? Discharge. Discharge in the army means, by the way, that you're removed, and that's where you know you're honourably or dishonourably discharged. So people are going to be talking about that. There is intense politics here, because within the Gauteng ANC, we've seen a situation where they could not actually make a decision on whether Bandile Masuku should be removed or not. Now Mukura acts. We don't actually have a final report from the SIU.
Yes, that's true. There was back and forth, of course, if you remember, as you said, with the ANC in Gauteng. There was a back and forth when it came to their decision as the PEC. Now we're also waited for a while for the report to finally come out, or the report back rather, from the SIU report by Mukura himself, which he's also not really clear on what is happening, saying, I'm discharging him, but I'm not firing him. I will reinstate him should he be cleared. Let's wait. You know, some are saying, should have just waited for the report to be finalized so that you can make a final decision instead of a back and forth. But now he's saying the position will be left open, of course, and we do have the MEC of Transport and also current acting MEC of Health, Jacob Mamabolo, who will be still continuing in his acting capacity within this role. But however, Stephen, just to mention, you know, of course, today was also Gauteng Command Council update. As we know, you know, the MEC of Health would give an update on the stats, on the work that is done by the health department when it comes to COVID-19. But today, it was, of course, given by the HOD of the department. So it kind of gives, you know, you've got questions there, questions that need answers, basically.
Sipha Kema, thanks very much indeed. I do appreciate it. Man, oh man, the situation in Gauteng, so complicated at the moment. We're going to keep a very close eye on it for you. Karam Singh from Corruption Watch will get his view. Is the Premier hard enough on corruption in this case? Or do you think he's gone too far? We'll find out in a minute. Stay with us.